Hello guys, Crudeless here, welcome back to Relaxed Leveling. Today we're going to continue off here in the Northern Barrens. Last time we helped out Mankrik by taking the revenge for his wife's loss, and now we're going to continue down to the Crossroads.
What do you need?
Let's talk to Rocco. Bring it on. This guy's going to let us ride the caravan
Go
to the next area.
Victory.
Here we have... This is our ride, right? There she is. Mount up. Okay. So let's jump on top of this thing. We still have the gun, right? There it is. Okay. New ability here. Face Smash. Smashes a burning blade raider in the face with the butt end of the shotgun. So there will be some burning blade guys. Those guys are orcs, or they were a tribe of orcs. A tribe? What am I saying here? A clan of orcs. These guys are actually not the original Burning Blade clan. So the lore around these guys is quite interesting, actually. It's heavily... Oh, let's try to knock these guys back as well. See, we are carrying this huge gun, or what is this thing? Looks amazing. The Burning Blade clan, which are going to be very important soon, were involved in the novel, which I can't come up with the name of right now, but they were kind of like a group led by a demon that took the name of an original clan of orcs from Durotar, and they were kind of instigated by this demon to cause disruption between the Alliance and the Horde in Vanilla, actually, down here in the Barrens, next to an area we're going to go to pretty soon, and Orgrimmar. So there's this keep down here, further down by the southern end of the... I guess it's in the southern Barrens now. The north... Is it Northgard Keep? I can't remember off the top of my head right now. But the story is actually pretty cool. It does involve Aegwyn, the mother of Medivh, and which is kind of strange why she's involved in this story. Incredible shooting! I'll try to calm the animals down. Report to Thork. He will want to know of this attack. So these Burning Blade guys, they are remnants of this clan that we kind of defeated back in the Ragefire Chasm, which is the dungeon inside of Orgrimmar. I don't think I covered... Did I cover the Ragefire Chasm in Leveling Legacy? I can't remember. We can take a look at the dungeon journal right now, can we? Yes, we can. Okay. Let's do that. We don't have... a lack of time. We have all the time we need here. Ragefire Chasm. I guess this is the new lore. Garrosh Hellscream recently called a number of shaman to use the elementals as weapon. This is not the storyline I was interested in. But regardless, it used to be a place for this hidden cult within the Orc and the Horde faction.
What brings you here?
So we get some new quests here. Let's go over to the Flight Master as well, because we are going to need this this flight point. It's always a good idea to go and pick those up, even if movement is a lot quicker nowadays. I remember that quest. Oh, is that changed? Wow, let's take a look at this one. So we have to collect 5 fungal spores from mushrooms at the Forgotten Pools. The Forgotten Pools are an oasis over to the western, I guess it's the east, it's the western side, what am I thinking of? The western side of the Barrens, and this is very similar to the quest that used to be here in Vanilla as well. You had to go over to this... If you didn't notice by now, the Barrens is pretty barren. It's a savanna, which is a pretty barren area with a few animals roaming around, like the zebras here. And there isn't a lot of vegetation or water and rain, so it's pretty dry land. But there are some oases. Oasis? Yes. In certain areas here. Like to the left at the Forgotten Pools, and a couple to the south as well, especially around the Wailing Caverns, which is a place that is tied to the Emerald Dream, which is kind of cool.
What do you need?
We've got some more lore regarding the Wailing Caverns in Legion, in fact, especially during the Druid quest. But there we go, level 15, pretty cool. So we gain some talents, and we get the Dungeon Finder, pretty cool. We unlocked Wailing Caverns, Ragefire Chasm, and the Dead Mines. So we did the Dead Mines in Leveling Legacy. We also did... Did we do Ragefire Chasm? I can't remember. I think we did. At least we did Silver Pine Forest and Shadowfang Keep. Get some new quests here. This is taking us to the Wailing Cavern. Speaking of, this is going to take us to Naralex, the Disciples of Naralex. Naralex is like the druid dude that we find at the end of the dungeon. He's also one of the followers for the druid class in Legion, which is cool.
To the Horde. Farewell.
I guess Sergra Darkthorn is the leader of the Crossroads. This video is going to be pretty slow, but I really just want to take my time here and check out the Crossroads, because this place is a place of fond memories. The last time I was here was during the Legion invasions before Legion launched, and man, this place is brings back memories. It used to be like a place where all the noobs gathered. They came from all directions, like they came from Durotar, from Mulgore, so mostly a Tauren, Troll, and Orc place. But there were also some undeads that decided they didn't want to do Silver Pine Forest because a lot of the quests there were kind of... Well, the area was kind of depressing, to be honest, all the undeath, and people wanted to go here to this barren wasteland instead because it was much more hospitable, I guess. So what we could do, for progression's sake, is we could go and do dungeons right now. Why do I have this extra LVI thingy? I guess I upgraded my add-on, I just came with it. Let's turn that off and get a reload. So we could do dungeons and level up super quickly, or we could continue with the questing. Now, dungeons, they do take up more time, so I'm not sure if they will fit into this time frame of the videos. Like, these videos are about 20 to 30 minutes long. So if we're going to do dungeons, then I need to queue up at the start. I don't think we'll have long queues because we are going to be tanking. And we'll be leveling up a lot quicker if we decide to do dungeons. During the Burning Crusade and the Wrath of Lich King dungeons, or content, we'll be definitely doing the dungeons because the leveling content is not as good. But the Cataclysm content is pretty decent. There are still issues tied to questing, which is why I think a lot of people prefer to use dungeons or PvP for that matter to level up instead. So just last week, Bellular came up with this, or it announced the project he had been working on was his add-on that would be a third-party add-on, which would kind of restructure how the quests were told in the game. So, which was kind of cool. I would have loved to see something like that, where the quests, instead of being in a quest log like this, they were introduced as a kind of like a voice-acted little window, or a window accompanied by some voice acting, telling you of the story while you went on to do quests. And this is like an advancement in quest interaction since the release of World of Warcraft. You know, the kind of like the baseline for how the quest system works in World of Warcraft is very archaic right now. So it's based on, you go and talk to a person, you get a wall of text, and then you get a number that you need to fulfill a requirement for each quest you do. And this is, of course, one way to convey a story. But a lot of people find it boring, and right now I think it's really outdated as well. Because there are alternative ways, as you can see in Legion. A lot of the quest content, especially like the Broken Shore event, for example, is a lot better way of telling a story. I think the Broken Shore, involving a lot of people in an event like that, was phenomenal. It's probably one of the best things I've seen in Legion so far, as well as the scenarios in Mists of Pandaria. I think they are a lot better way to convey story. And oh, who's this?
Mokra.
It's a Corkhorn Outrider. Why is it? Oh, it's a level 90. Oh. Yeah, speaking of Miss Pandaria, these are Corkhorn units tied to that storyline. Luckily, they are neutral to us right now because we haven't gotten to this part of the story yet. Kind of like a pretty strange that these guys are around because they weren't here in Cataclysm. What was I talking about? I was talking about questing and kind of got distracted by this level 90. But yeah, the Broken Shore and scenarios, they convey stories differently. Like you have a certain, I guess also during dungeons right now, you have these requirements that you can fulfill to gain more experience. And also during world quests, like there are options that you can fulfill, like bonus missions or bonus parts of each thing that gives you additional rewards. Like the bonus missions in World of Draenor as well. So they have introduced these new matters or possibilities to gain new ways to gain experience and also gain story, I guess, with Broken Shore, which goes to tell, like, if Blizzard could find a way to streamline this leveling process to not have quests at all, like just these bonus missions, just like an interactive thing where you go over to an area very similar to how the world quests work. I have one more quest here, don't I? Another one up here. This is another Tauren. Tell our High Strider.
Hey.
Hello, fellow Tauren. Quest objective bug. Codobane's head. Codobane is a centaur. These quests are very similar to how they were in vanilla, so you're not really that different. Another quest over here as well. Pretty cool.
You come
Tajari. I need to kill the centaurs in this area. These centaurs have been plaguing the Tauren for generations. If you kind of remember how the storyline with the... Or not, maybe you haven't played Warcraft 3. That's not something I should expect you to have. I would recommend that you do if you're interested in the Warcraft lore at all, because a lot of the lore is explicitly told in Warcraft 3 and its expansion, The Frozen Throne. And that's how I got into World of Warcraft, is I played Warcraft 3 before that. But yeah, the Tauren are a nomadic people, so they kind of roamed around in the Barrens right here, but they were kind of forced out by these Kolkar, these centaurs, a lot of centaur tribes in the Barrens, and they kind of sought refuge in Mulgore instead. And on the way, they in the Barrens, while on a journey, because they're nomads, so they don't really settle in one place at a time, they kind of go from one place to the next. They met the orcs, Thrall, and the orc immigrants that came from the Eastern Kingdoms. Let's bring up the map here. From the Eastern Kingdoms, that they traveled across the ocean to Kalimdor because Medivh told the orcs about the coming of the Burning Legion, the Third War. And Thrall was one of the guys that believed Medivh, the prophet, and he sent some of his dudes across here to Kalimdor to protect the area, because the invasion did happen here at Mount Hyjal, which is a very important area. And on the journey here, the orcs landed at the eastern shore of the Barrens, I believe, and they met with the Tauren, and they kind of ventured northward here, and the orcs settled in the area here that came to be known as Durotar and Orgrimmar as well. It's kind of like a small campaign in that game, sub-campaign. It's a settling of Orgrimmar and kind of how the orcs dealt with the humans here as well, because some humans, like aided by Jaina Proudmoore, came down here as well, down to Duswallow Marsh. I guess they kind of settled there. And that little campaign explores the conflict between the Horde and the Alliance right there after the war, which is kind of cool. But the Tauren, they were here and they gained help from the orcs, defeating the centaur, and then they settled here in Mulgore. I guess they might have had a base in Mulgore before that, but yeah, not really 100% on the details of that right now. But anyway, that was the map lore explanation of the day. Yeah, but what happened with the add-on was that the Bellular Tales of Warcraft, I guess it's called, was that it gained It was shut down by the legal department of World of Warcraft because I guess it was I'm not really certain why, honestly. Like, I guess it's too close to being an expansion of to the game, using the properties of Warcraft, even though it was, I guess, some precedents for something similar laid out by StarCraft mod, and they kind of share the same policy in regards to add-on content. Yeah, we don't get the tails, so I guess we have to stick with leveling legacy type of thing, with just reading the quest text and doing the quests. Right now we have to defeat Kodo Bane up here. I think that's going to be what we are doing next. I thought it was supposed to be on top of this pillar here. This hasn't changed at all from vanilla. But I guess it's down there, but it's patrolling the surroundings. By the way, these Kodos, or centaurs, they still have pretty old models. Ooh. Look at this guy. This guy is, yeah. Well, he's pretty toast now, honestly. But yeah, if one model should be updated, I guess it's not the centaurs. They're not as prevalent in the game. But I really like how Blizzard has actually gone back and reworked a lot of the mobs in Legion, especially. Like, they updated the kobolds for some reason, which was awesome. And also we saw the Kodo mounts got updated as well. So I enjoy every bit of little fine-tuning they can do. Every bit is awesome. So this is the last quest over here. I just love this thing about the Barrens, and this was prevalent in vanilla as well. It still is. You have a lot of quests that you can do at the same time, and then you go in and turn all of them in. And you get a ton of experience, I guess. Okay, place your bets right now, guys. We have 12 bars till our next level. How much experience are we going to get by turning in these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 quests? Okay, ready?
Greetings, man.
So one quest got us to 44%.
Peace, friend.
Next quest got us to 22%, so about 20% each. Pretty cool. Get some new boots with some strength on. Pretty nice. So, if you're not familiar with this, like the stats of the class we're playing, since we're a warrior, especially Fury warrior, we are going to need strength. A lot of strength. Strength increases the magnitude of your attacks and abilities. Pretty interesting way that they use the word magnitude, really, but yeah. Strength increases our attack power, as you can see. If I remove these here, boop, our attack power will go down to, or our DPS will go down to 54.89. If we equip them again, we gain 55.52. That's 1.5 additional damage per second, which is like what people use to determine how much damage you deal. So we are definitely going to get a level here. We're definitely going to get to level 16, and it'll be good to go towards 20 as well. If we did one dungeon like this, we get 6,950 experience just by doing the random dungeon, and a quest gives us 2,000. So like one dungeon gives us as much experience as 3 quests per. Hello. Just for doing the random dungeon. There we go, level 16. We also gain some additional experience from the bonuses in the dungeons as well. So it's an extremely efficient way to level up instead of doing the quests here.
Greetings.
And we do also get some experience while questing as well, because we do kill things, of course. So we have a Echiaki quest, a famous old lion we have to defeat, a white lion, I think. White Mist, or Echiaki in the Tauren language, or Tauren tongue, is the king of the savannah cats. He hunts with such stealth. They say he's like a thin white mist on the earth. He kills so fast his prey have no time to fear, for fear or pain. The Tauren say he is both mercy and death. Bulwark is now set you. I now set you on the path to hunt Chiaki. His lair is just northeast of here, or northwest. So that's what we're gonna do in the next episode. We're also gonna head down here towards the next fungal area, the next oasis down here. So that's going to be cool. Apparently Tonga's eyes are taken to the summit. What is this? I'll see you guys in the next episode of Relaxed Leveling. I hope you enjoyed this one as well. If you did, please consider leaving a like down below or a dislike if you didn't like it. And I'll see you next time. Bye.